XconMedia.
Last night, President Trump informed us via Truth Social that the mission was very successful. Let's take a look at video footage.
There saying that this is not about a regime change. This is about eliminating the possibility of Iran having a nuclear weapon and still making that inroads for Iran to have peace at this moment. Operation Midnight Hammer. This is an operation that was carried out in the darkness of night with only a handful of U.S. officials knowing. Secretary Hegseth saying that this took months and weeks of planning so that the U.S. could be able to operate and carry this strike out as soon as the president gave the green light. During this Pentagon briefing, Hegseth was asked about the president setting this 2-week deadline. We know ultimately he ended up moving forward with that green light within a matter of 2 days. Secretary Hegseth saying that the president saw a window there to act and that he wanted to do so in the best interests of the United States. When we talk about this operation, it is striking to hear about the level of detail and the decoy, the deception operations that were underway, deploying that group off to the Pacific for the deception effort so that this group could move in around 2 a.m. In local time in Iran, about 6:40 p.m. Eastern here. Then we would learn about these attacks that were carried out from the president himself via Truth Social posts probably about an hour after that. We also heard from the secretary there saying that forces are now remaining on high alert and they are ready to respond to any attacks, which the chairman of the Joint Chiefs says would be a very poor decision. Hegseth saying that the fact that these strike groups would undetected is something that Iran should now be folding into its calculation. But again, Hegseth making it clear this is not about a regime change. This is about making sure that Iran does not have a nuclear weapon. I will tell you, Whit, this is something that the president campaigned on.
It was led by the United States, an operation only involving the United States, and that they were not working with the Israelis in this attack, although they did acknowledge some of the things that took place ahead of time as the Israelis and the Iranians have been going back and forth. This is some file footage that you're seeing of these B-2 bombers that carried out this historic mission, the largest strike using these bombers in history. Also, the first use of the massive ordnance penetrators, those MOPs. Those were the bunker-busting bombs, 30,000 pounds that they said that they dropped on multiple nuclear facilities. And the United States, the only country in the world that possesses this device. We know that there was a massive campaign effort from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to try to get President Trump to approve this operation. And there you're seeing that animation of how these sorts of devices worked and were able to.
Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier. For 40 years, Iran has been saying death to America, death to Israel. They have been killing our people, blowing off their arms, blowing off their legs with roadside bombs. That was their specialty. We lost over 1,000 people, and hundreds of thousands throughout the Middle East and around the world have died as a direct result of their hate. In particular, so many were killed by their general, Qasem Soleimani. I decided a long time ago that I would not let this happen. It will not continue.
Okay, welcome to the channel. Listen, man, Donald Trump, he mean business. He ran on this campaign. This was not a bait and switch. He told everybody what he was going to do when he got in office. We voted for him. Now we're seeing results. This man has been at work constantly, nonstop, doing what the people elected him to do. Understand that. Okay. Iran cannot have nuclear weapons. They can't. They can't. What are you building nuclear weapons for? That is the $1 million question. Why are you building nuclear weapons? You don't need them. They are proven time and time again that they are trying to hurt people in that region. And if they can reach this far, they will try to hurt Americans. But they don't have the capabilities to get all the way over here. But you cannot underestimate the enemy. You have to act as though the enemy has all of the same capabilities that you have. And President Trump felt that it needed to be acted on last night. And guess what? He took it out, flew them stealth bombers in there. What a lot of people don't know, stealth bombers cannot be detected. I repeat, they cannot be detected. You cannot pick them up on radar. They flying high. They fly so high, they fly almost in outer space, and they cannot be picked up. So Iran or anybody else did not know this was coming. So he went in there, handled business. There's no boots on the ground, no troops, American troops on the ground. Nobody lost their life. He went in there for one specific mission and one specific mission only. Take out the nuclear sites, okay? Come to the table and talk. And if they don't talk, they will be pushed out of power. See, the Iranians, they have such a pride to them, and is crazy. All right. We need world peace. We are establishing world peace. All of this war and stuff, hey, they've been fighting in the Middle East since the beginning of time. It does not have to be like that. Okay. People got to respect other countries' cultures. You got to respect what people live by. And for them to try to force and impose their will upon other countries in that region is wrong. Okay. The Israelis pretty much stay to themselves, and they only deal with conflict when it comes to them. And most of the other countries do the same thing. That's what Iran needs to do. Now, I would advise Iran to stop playing with these people, stop playing with President Trump. Okay, this dude, he don't know anything but doing it big. If he does anything, it's gonna be big. And last night was a big, bold statement by the president, showing strength, showing we can reach out and touch you anywhere in the world. Stop playing with President Trump. This is the strength and the power that the people elected. And whether you like it or not, he is very, very firm in his decisions. So come to the table, talk, negotiate. It's a possibility that you might stay in power, because if we think back now, all the way to the Bush era when Saddam Hussein was taken out, we ain't really heard a peep out of Iraq since then. Okay. Israel. They needed help. They got the help that they needed. Now it's time to come to the table and talk peace, because we do not want our troops, our American citizens, having to come to war. We don't want any more bloodshed. We don't want anybody hurt. Okay, Iran cannot have nuclear weapons. That's the bottom line. For people that don't understand this was a world-saving mission, and you got to respect it. Whether you understand it or not, it had to be like this. Thanks for tapping in.
Thank you for tuning into XconMedia. Go right ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hurry up!